Welcome back to Channel's Business Global with me, Juliana Olayinka, from our studios here in London. As Gitex Global continues to dominate headlines, the event remains a platform for both the public and private sectors to collaborate on driving digital transformation. With the UAE's ambitious goals to be home to 30 startup unicorns by 2030, the event is central to that vision, uniting tech entrepreneurs, investors and developers. Events like Global Dev Slam and Xverse engage the coding community and empower the next generation of tech leaders.
I've been very blessed, very lucky in my life, because as a small child, I never thought I would design a Ferrari in my life, or a McLaren, or a Maserati. But it's a lot of hard work. Nobody can say that being creative is easy. You have to maybe be born with a creative mind, but you have to train it as well. And it's a lot of work to think outside the box. It's very difficult to create things that don't exist, because for most people they think you're crazy. Things that don't exist, this is not real, right? But it takes dreamers like me, who are still children. Even when they're adults, they have to think like children, because for a child anything is possible. I think we don't have to be scared of robots, of AI. We don't have to be scared of future technology. We have to embrace it. I don't think human jobs will be lost. What we're actually going to do is create new jobs that don't exist today. So of course the normal human who hasn't studied technology, maybe they will stay behind. But a world full of people who are aware of technology, who are trained in technology, who can create, this is the world of the future. So it's actually potentially a much better world in the future. I'm very excited about potential new design schools in Africa, because you have the talent, you have the creativity, but you don't have the training to take those ingredients and make a really nice formula, soup out of it. You have ingredients, but how do you put the ingredients together? And that's what's lacking. So I would love to start creating education systems and promoting, future thinking in these types of countries. In Africa, in the UAE, of course, it's starting now. But in Africa especially, I think you have so much resources and talent. Now it has to come together in the type of education where people don't have to leave the country. It's very expensive to leave your country. It's very, I know from personal experience, to leave your families and go away for 4 years to study. It's a sacrifice. If you can do that close to your home, you have the resources, and you can stay in your own country and develop it, it's a win-win situation.
The IN team has developed a cutting-edge ML tutor that I'm here to showcase.
Ferhat is a social robot that was developed by Ferhat Robotics. We're a Swedish-based company. Ferhat can speak 40 different languages. She can change her face to be a male or a female or a child. And we've been using Ferhat today in different applications, such as education, where Ferhat has been a teacher assistant, providing help for the kids in a classroom. We have Ferhat as a medical screener, asking people about questions about their habits to detect early signs of different diseases. We've had Ferhat at airports, at train stations, providing information to passengers looking for the trains or the gates. You can build your own applications, or we call it skills. So the kids can be engaged from an early age, learning how to program, and then they will see the result on the robot. Or you can use Ferhat as a source of information in classrooms to offload the pressure of the teachers. If you have a big classroom but only one teacher, then Ferhat can step in and become an additional resource for the kids.
We make humanoid robots, the most advanced human-shaped robot in the world. And we're here at Gitex 2024 today with two of our robots. The one behind me is Sahar. Sahar is one of our Amica range of robots, designed as an artificial body for artificial intelligence technologies. So Amica today is showing off some drawing skills, but it can be interfaced to any sort of AI systems, large language models, and it becomes the input-output device for those systems. It's much more natural to talk to something that has a face like us, can recognize our facial expressions, can simulate our expressions as well. Whenever you talk to one of our Amica robots, it's aware of the context. It can see if you're happy, sad, or surprised, and it can use that information when it responds to you. And if Amica should be responding in a happy way, in a surprised way, its face will show the correct kind of expressions, coupled with human-like gestures and motions, which gives you a much more natural way of interacting and communicating than sitting in front of a computer with a keyboard and mouse. There are opportunities to use Amica robots in a front desk of a high-tech company. Great way of welcoming people into the building, managing appointments, giving them directions. Can be linked to any kind of calendar system as well. Oh, you're here to meet Mr. Akinsoji. He's on the second floor. He'll be ready for you in 10 minutes. Or a friendly face at a high-tech car sales outlet. So imagine you've got amazing, super high-tech electric cars. What better than a robot to talk to people about their capabilities, answer all the basic questions, answer the same questions over and over, but always with a smile on its face, never getting bored or tired. And then it can call in a human salesman. A human can jump into the loop, can also talk through the robot when it wants to finish a deal, or when you want a human touch to take over to interact with a customer. Whenever there's been any sort of revolution or new technology, going back to the Industrial Revolution even, people were scared that they'd lose their jobs. But what in fact happened is people's jobs were moved from being dull, dirty, repetitive and boring into other areas, programming, supporting, running the machines that were doing the dull, dangerous, dirty work. So I don't see any danger of robots taking our jobs, especially not one with a friendly face like Amica.
So what you see behind me right here is the competition vehicle of the Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League, right? We dubbed this car the EAV 24, or the Emirates Autonomous Vehicle 2024, which is the first year in which we launched our championship. So we started in April of this year to have our first race, where we invited teams from all around the world who are experts in the field of autonomous mobility, robotics, machine learning, and sensor fusion, to come together and use a unified platform, which is this exact vehicle right here, exactly the same for every single team, to launch their own code and prove how good they are at finding the compromise between risk and also understanding how to navigate at very high speeds in extreme conditions, right? Because these are race cars. The suspension isn't meant to soften the ride. It's meant to make it more, let's say, grippy, more extreme. And sensor technology in its current version can suffer under these conditions, and the teams must be able to account for that. This platform is meant to make sports to a certain extent accessible, right? To become a race car driver on one of these platforms, the backing that you require alone just to make it close to that is immense. Now, if we can, let's say, take the driver out of the equation and have many drivers, 10, 15, 20, but they're all consistent of coders who work hard, to become experts in their field and be able to achieve what it takes to make a car go around the track autonomously at high speeds. We're opening up borders for absolutely anybody to access motorsport. Now, in the longer term future, the series should really become a source of inspiration for companies to work together with us, to work together with the teams in order to accelerate technology that will go onto the roads in order to increase road safety above everything, right? And also increase a certain level of acceptance towards tech and autonomous systems. Not that they're going to take away the role of the driver, but they're there to help more than anything else.